All right, fight fans, here we go with the heavyweights. This will be the last amateur bout of the evening. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he is a freestyle fighter with a record of 2-0. Standing 6 foot tall, weighing 208 pounds. He fights for Team Shogun. And he's sponsored by Kokomo Chiropractic. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kokomo, Indiana, give it up for Robert Duke.
Red, green, and white, nowhere for you to hide.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. His fighting style is Kempo Karate. He has a record of 4-1, standing 5'10", weighing 202.8 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, from Franklin, Indiana, give it up for Jeremy Bossman Baughman.
And here we go with our amateur main event. This was actually slated to be a title fight, Shane. Robert Duke came in overweight, and so these two are fighting, and this is a non-title fight now. Baughman was not very happy about that. Duke, plenty of time to prepare, and could not make the 205. Weighed in at about 208, I believe.
Looks like the fight goes to the ground. You know, I don't think anybody can really take credit for it. I think it was just a mixture of instability on both fighters' parts there. Looks like Baughman's trying to go for a guillotine, but he needs to get that arm out of that.
Baughman seems to be in a little bit better shape physique-wise than Duke. That might have been part of Duke's problem, not being able to make weight.
Did he have to cut weight?
He did have to cut weight, and unfortunately didn't make it to the 205, so the title fight was not able to happen. I think Robert Duke trains out of Kokomo, I believe, with Shogun. Baughman, a local guy from the south side, I think Franklin area.
Looks like Duke's looking for that guillotine as well.
Duke is undefeated, 2-0, and Baughman's at 4-1. Baughman lost his last fight, the LFC, against Nate Rodriguez. Again, title fight there, and Rodriguez moving on to the pros, which opened up the 205 title spot in the Amis again, and Baughman getting another shot at it here. So.
It looks like Baughman pushed off through a couple of punches, but we're right back up against the cage where we were.
Baughman is extremely strong, throws heavy punches, but doesn't seem to be phasing Duke much at this point.
Looks like Duke's just looking to keep this pressed up against the cage and possibly get a takedown, get those kind of points. And he does. Looks like he's trying to go for a crucifix here. You need to pull him away from that cage. He's got him up against it, which is decent too. You know, if he keeps pressing that, he can work the body. Not sure why he's not really throwing some knees here. These knees could be the end of this fight.
Yeah, he definitely connected with.
There's one.
There's some knees. He connected with a couple body shots. Now to the knees. Good advice, Shane. He must have heard you there.
Yeah, when you got him pressed up against the cage, you know it really adds a little something to it. There's no real give, you know, from the receiving end.
At this point, Baughman should probably let that head go and try to get to his feet. Duke is doing a good job of keeping pressure on Baughman there.
Yeah, you can definitely see he's got every bit of his weight pushed up against Baughman, up against the cage. He just continues to try to work that body.
Is that a tap? It looks like a tap maybe from Baughman there. That looked like a tap.
Yeah, it looked like a couple taps, actually.
Ref out of position there, didn't see it. Knees and punches now to Baughman. So a few seconds left here in the round.
You know, it's hard to say if that was really a tap or if it was just, you know, him trying to grab for position. It's really tough to tell. You know, I've said this time and time again that, you know, there's only one guy in the cage, and he can't be in every position to see every little thing. I would never want to be a referee.
No, I wouldn't want to either. You know, the thing is that I think we've seen a few times, even tonight, and obviously in past bouts where it looks like there may be a tap, and like you said, sometimes they're just scrambling for position. But you know, ultimately it's up to the ref to make that call. So we're going to round 2 here, and looks like Baughman a little bit winded. Duke again being very aggressive. I think we'll probably see more of that. And we'll see if it goes to the ground or if they stay standing up.
Yeah. Going back to the tap, you know, back in the day, it used to be a rule. I don't know if it's talked about in the fighters' meeting, but you actually had to tap 3 times for it to really be official.
Gotcha.
I don't know how that is these days, though.
I guess it's up to the referee's discretion. And Duke coming out with a kick there to Baughman. A couple kicks, back to the punches.
And they clinch up again. Baughman on the
there's a big knee to the side there. Looks like Baughman may be implementing some pressure there, trying to take him down.
Yeah, Duke got the takedown on that one.
And he's ends up in full mount, which is not good news for Baughman.
Yeah, and you know, as big as these guys are, you know, it's really hard to have a guy on top of you. You know, what's the weight class there?
This was 205. Again, Duke not making weights, and they're a little bit heavier, but certainly a big boy.
Yeah, it looks like Baughman's just trying to hold on and you know, try to keep him from really landing anything, trying to turn over and whatnot. But he can't really escape out the back. He's got himself up against the cage, which he's maneuvering, you know, well to get out of that. So oh, there's the end of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the official time and decision, which is brought to you by Community Ford. 102 in round number 2. Your winner by tap out due to strikes from Kokomo, Robert